Deadpool and Wolverine is the third installment of the Deadpool movie franchise and the first Deadpool movie by Disney Marvel and in the MCU. Starring Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, the two characters team up in a nut-busting, gratuitous action comedy. I was cautiously optimistic going into this one because I personally have not been a fan of anything Disney Marvel post-Phase 3. Besides No Way Home, which was technically a Sony production, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which was a holdover from Phase 3. Well, my expectations were very low for this movie. I can't really say that I'm satisfied nor dissatisfied with the movie. This will be a spoiler-free review, and I'll post a spoiler-filled one later in the coming days. This movie had some fun action, good comedy, and some fun cameos that weren't super over-in-your-face or horrible like maybe the Flash movie. But I found the plot of the movie, as well as the villain, to be kind of weak. Especially the villain. When you understand her powers, you realize this movie should be over very quickly. There's also a moment where this movie could have ended and our heroes could have prevailed sooner than it did. But what is a movie without some dredged-up conflict, right? I just found the bad guy's motivation to be pretty weak. I thought the actress was pretty meh as well. One big positive for the movie is Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds' chemistry. They worked flawlessly together, and this was a duo I did not think I needed, and I'm glad I got to see it. Hugh Jackman did a spectacular job, in my opinion. He stole the movie for me. I don't think he would have done this movie if he felt like he couldn't have brought something really good. It's actually too bad this is probably the only time we'll see these two together, because it was easily the best part of the movie. They have a good cop, bad cop vibe together, and we kind of figured that would be the case, but it's just good to see and know that it actually works. Cameos are overall good. There are some surprises in there. I'm not going to give away anything here, but there weren't any at all that I sat there and rolled my eyes, like, are they really bringing X into it? The unfortunate thing to me is most likely this means more cameos in future projects. I, for one, am sick of multiverse crap, and hope to goodness sake that this can signal the end of this weak trope. I know we're supposed to get an Avengers Secret Wars movie at some point, and that's going to be chalked to death with cameos, so my hope is probably in vain. While not as vulgar as the other two Deadpool movies, the violence is still there. Although I have to admit some of the CGI, especially in one sequence with a particular character, and the blood overall in the movie did not look that great. Continuing the trend of mediocre to bad CGI in modern Hollywood films. With some exceptions, of course, like Dune 2. I was expecting better CGI in this since it's going to be Marvel's biggest film in years. And a lot is riding on it. There was a lot of pop and modern music in the movie, and while I didn't care for it too much in a movie like Twisters, I was able to handle it a little better in this one. Maybe it's because of the over-the-top ridiculousness of Deadpool, but there are some sequences to songs that were stupid fun. Particularly, the opening sequence to Bye Bye Bye. I do think this movie was 10 to 20 minutes too long, though. Like I mentioned earlier, the villain's plot could have ended maybe a little earlier, and there are also some times where comedic dialogue drags on a little bit, and I'm just like, okay, let's get on with the story. There was actually one cameo, I'm remembering now, that I did not care for and could have cut out a good 3 to 5, maybe even 7 minutes out of the movie because of it. I'll talk about that more in my spoiler review. I did also see it in IMAX, and there weren't any IMAX sequences shot, technically. It was still a cool time watching it on that big screen, and the sound system did work very well for the movie. Overall, while I like the movie, I wouldn't say it's the best Deadpool movie. While Jackman and Reynolds' chemistry is fantastic, personally I think story-wise 1 and 2 work significantly better. I would most likely rank these 3 as 1, 2, then 3. I do absolutely recommend this movie to be seen at least once if you are a Deadpool fan, an X-Men fan, a Disney Marvel fan, or if you just like action comedies. To be honest, one viewing might be enough for me. While it is better than a lot of Marvel schlop coming out, all that it is just a fun time at the movies. Nothing game-breaking or mind-blowing, just a fun time. I do recommend staying through the credits as they have a love letter to the Fox Marvel stuff during the first part of the credits, and in my opinion, the final credit scene after all the credits was stupid. If I had to give a rating to this movie, it would be somewhere between a 6 and 7 out of 10. I could not go higher than a 7, maybe 7.5, but that would be extremely generous. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for listening this long. If you enjoy my video, please leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what you thought of the movie and what you think of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and what's your favorite Marvel movie overall. Could be Fox, Sony, or Disney. Thanks again, hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time, here in the Junkyard!